So, about a week ago, my partner Victor and I played the WoW board game. And we've played it a few times before. It's pretty long, both in setup and play, but it's super fun and such a well-designed board game based on the MMO. And playing it again rekindled my love for WoW, especially since the Burning Crusade came out, cause now I can be a sexy Draenei. I've just always loved satyrs and centaurs. They've always been super cool to me ever since Mr. Tumnus from the Chronicles of Narnia, Pan from Pan's Labyrinth, though he was kind of scary, that cool tribe of centaurs from Harry Potter that you saw for like one scene, and so much more. I just like goat people. I usually play hunters like this Tauren here. She's a cow, y'all. But I thought I'd try something different for this solo play, and I went with a shadow priest named Noodle, and I've decided to draw her. Now let's go transfer these files for Victor. Wait, what the heck? There's supposed to be 7. Where are the rest of them? Please, computer, find the files. Don't do this to me.
I don't know what to tell you. Bye.
Well, guess I'll die. So something happened, and I lost the remaining 6 hours of recordings. So I'm just going to show the sketch and line work, and then go through each layer and talk about what I did so you guys can still see the full picture come together. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and join my Patreon, please. I appreciate it. Now let's get into the drawing. I wanted to keep her style and feel as close to the in-game character as possible, but I think she looks way more like a D&D character. But WoW is based on D&D, so whatever. I pretty much just turned the sketch of the staff into the final line work for it by cleaning up some of the messier lines because I did not want to draw it again. And then I used my handy dandy ruler on the tablet technique to get these straight lines for the crystals. I think the Draenei tentacle hair bits are just so cool and unique. The male Draenei are much more crazy looking, but they're super cool. I love character creation. It's one of my favorite things in video games. So with WoW, I just make a bunch of characters, name them, and then never really play them. So here is Big Soft Boy, my male Draenei paladin. Look at him. He's so big and soft. As stated in my Jesse and James drawing, I love a good boob window. I really like drawing folds in cloth. It's therapeutic in a way. I used to want to be a fashion designer when I was young, so I just have tons of old drawings of weird outfits for all of my fantasy characters. So just making up an outfit like this is really easy for me. So now I'm going to go through layer by layer to slowly fill in all of the color and shading before I get into the background, which I'm really proud of, by the way. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I did and why, how I do in, most other videos, except this will be a little more reminiscent of the 100 Pokemon challenge, where I'm just talking continuously into the microphone, and I'm going to try to not say and a lot. Alright, now let's just get into it. I said again. Gosh dang it. So we're going to just start off with her skin, her pretty purple skin color that I had fade down to a darker purple with her hooves because her hair is going to be dark and I just thought it would be pretty, and it is very pretty. And now for the shading on this multiply layer. I sampled all of the colors from the WoW picture I had in the reference section over here whenever I was sketching and doing the line work. And then for the highlights, it doesn't look like much, but I did have these little dots, little brightness dots that I thought would be cute for her cheeks and her lips, she's glistening and sparkling, and she's pretty. I love her. For the eyes and mouth, I didn't really do much. The mouth is just white, and then the eyes are this nice white with blue, because all Draenei just have these bright bluish eyes. And I just have a little bit of shading right here for her eyelids and stuff. They're gonna be glowing as we get down the line of layers. So that'll be nice. I need to stop saying and I'm gonna punch myself in the face. And now on to her hair and hooves. The hair color that I chose for the character was this nice, pretty dark purpley red. I guess it's mauve or something. And then for her hooves, I just kind of sampled the same color but made it darker and a bit more gray. So you see if I sample this, it's on the purple spectrum, and then if I sample this, it's just over a little. It's a nice little thing to do. The eyedropper tool is very helpful. And then for shading the hair, I used the lasso tool, how I love to do. And I just lassoed around where I knew I wanted the shading, and then used the bristle smudger brush that I like to use like this to make it look like hair texture. And I did the same thing for the highlights, but made them very bright and pretty and more pink, because there's going to be a bunch of crystals all around, like how there are in the Draenei starting zone of Azuremist Isle. It's super pretty. And there's crystals like amethyst and pretty purple pink crystals all over the place, and I love it. So that's all of them for the body. And now let's go into the clothes. I chose the color of the clothes just based on what I thought would be pretty and complementary to her skin tone. So her skin is this pretty purple, of course. So I didn't want blue because I thought that would be too close to the purple. So I chose this nice kind of teal and green with, I don't know, this pink and red accent down here at the bottom. because I just like teal and red. I think they're a very pretty color combination. And I kind of just freehanded this outfit. I knew I wanted this pretty boob window thing. And I wanted to show off her shoulders, give her a nice like high collar with these jewels, and just add jewels and bits everywhere, and show off her legs, but not so much. So I gave her this like shawl thing, this little wrap. I like it, and I made it red as well. This kind of muted red I think would be really pretty. And then the shading, as per usual, I used the lasso tool, and then my favorite low opacity brush just to give the nice tonal shadings. I don't know what to call it. And then highlights, I wanted to do a little bit of rim lighting around the back, just a little bit, to show that there is light coming from behind her as well, which I will explain a little more later. And then really pretty, like nice shading for this wrap that kind of looks silky, and I like it, especially with the highlights. As you see, I did a little more rim lighting, which will be much more apparent, okay, which will be much more apparent as the background comes in later. What the heck is apparent? What am I talking about? And then all the gold, because Draenei have these like gold rings on their weird tentacles and on their tail, and I actually forgot her tail in the sketch, so I had to quickly do it afterward. And then I made it longer than Draenei tails actually are in classic WoW, just because I like long tails. If I could have like any weird fantasy appendage, like wings or horns or a tail, I'd probably have a tail. Wings would be a bit more useful, I think, because, you know, flying is cool. But I would want a tail. It seems like it would be fun. I want a big fluffy tail. And then the shading is straightforward. I wanted to make it look, I don't know what I'm trying to, like, it's shiny. Like, it's nice and shiny. So for the highlights, I have these bright little dots, like I did on her skin. And I think it's just really pretty. And then, of course, the rim lighting as well, especially on these rings on her tail, I think looks very nice and shows a lot of depth than if it was just like grayed out. I don't know. It's not really a gray. I used a darker orangey yellow, kind of like a brownish yellow, for the shading of gold. And then the jewels, I chose these nice, very bright teal turquoise kind of colors for some of the gems, and then the other ones are these pink and reddish rubies, I suppose, because I talked about her being a jewel crafter. Gosh dang it, I'm just gonna keep saying and I'm gonna try to not. I annoy myself. It's okay. Everything is fine. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, so instead of making these look like crystals, I wanted them to be smooth jewels. So they have these nice shadows and a little bit of shine, which I just thought was pretty. I didn't do a whole lot of detail for them. I wanted to do them a bit more like Miss Drevis's jewels, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like it. I think they look nice how they are, especially since they're so small. You don't really notice all of the details in them anyway. So that is it for the clothes. Nice and quick. What is this? Oh, these are the crystals. I don't name some of my layers. They're in the crystal folder, but I just didn't name them, so I was like, what? So we have the base of these crystals for the staff, which are just flat colors of a bunch of blues and kind of a purple, like a nice lilac. And then the shading, which I don't exactly know how to shade crystals, so I just I make it kind of look like a gradient. I did that on a painting recently where there was a bunch of crystals around this cat, and I thought it was really pretty, so I just kind of did the same thing here. And then the highlights. And then what is this? Oh, this is the staff. I should really name my layers. So this is the base of the staff. It's just a silver. And then we got the dark shadow. We got the highlight. Not a whole lot going on there. And then the same for the accents. And I wanted this little cloth piece right here as like the grip to be the same color as the wrap. Just for a nice contrast to the red. I think the original staff is supposed to have like green on it, but whatever, this is my drawing. I didn't want the green because she's already wearing green. Yeah. And then the highlights and shadows on the accents, then the cloth. I forgot what I was talking about. And then the jewels on the staff, which I still kept blue because I thought it was nice for the crystals, a nice match. Again, this is the dancing silver staff. And I don't know the stats to it off the top of my head, but I thought it was really pretty, so I wanted to draw it. And then the same kind of glowies for the jewels on the staff. I wanted to give this guy a little face, because I just thought it would be cute. Let's see, where are my lines? Like, did. That's the wrong. Yay, he's still cute. Okay. Back to what I was doing. Oh, and then I had these curve layers. Let's see. To make it, excuse me. To just, color balance the colors. Yes. To balance the colors and adjust them a bit to make them darker or brighter and how I wanted. And you just do it by moving this around and it'll change the value of the colors. You can make them really dark or like really light and it looks crazy, but I'm gonna undo that because I liked the way it was. What is this? Oh, this is the lines for the crystals. So I have this, just this layer on top of this clipping mask layer on top of the crystals to color the lines of them. As you see, I'll turn them off and then turn them back on, just so they look a bit more three-dimensional and not have these hard lines on them. I did that for the crystals in the background too that you'll see later. Well, okay, so that's her. Now let's go on to the background, which I am super excited about. So I'm going to start this off by showing the sketch I had of the background, and then I'm going to show the references, or maybe I should show the references and then the sketch, whatever. So this is the sketch that I had for the background. Hold on, let me brighten it up a little bit. So I just wanted it to be a nice like little path, little road with the mountains and the trees in the back with the crystals from Azura Mist Isle all over the place. I hate that I say all the time. Maybe Victor can cut it out. So I'm going to take that away and then go and show my references that I used. That I took screenshots from WoW and then just kind of drew over them. So I had this, and I thought that was really nice. Like this screenshot. I was like, yes, I want these crystals on the side. I want them to have their like smoky, sparkly bits flying everywhere. But I also liked the mountains and the trees. And I just used this crystal as well. So those are the references. And then I just have this as a back base for the sky because the sky is a hard light layer, which just changes the colors a bit of the clouds, especially like when it's attached to this. Otherwise, the sky kind of goes away. So for the sky, I had it be the nice, like pretty, what's it called? Ooh, that looks nice. Anyway. The sky was always like a pretty sunset in Azura Mist Isle with purple and pink, and it's just really pretty. But I added some clouds because I like the cloud brushes, and using different colors for clouds, I think it looks nice. And then we're gonna add in the mountains. Oh, that's messed up. Let's see. Let's fix that really quick. Oh no. Oh no. Mountains. It's not the right color. Whatever, I don't care. It gets covered up anyway. And then just a little bit of shading for the mountains to give them some nice shadows. So the mountains I have on a multiply layer. If I put them on a normal layer, they're just kind of a bit dull, but on a multiply layer, it looks... I don't know how to explain it. I just think it looks nicer because it's multiplying the sky layer. So the colors are changing, the mountains are changing depending on the color of the sky, which is like pink and light yellow. I don't know. It was just nice. What is this, highlight? Oh yeah, highlights. Nice rim lighting for the mountains because the sun is somewhere in the sky. So this is the back grass. It looks like a mess right now because a bunch of stuff goes in front of it. I basically just used some like watercolor brushes and then found this grass brush that I just kind of put all over the place to look like texture. It'll look better when there are trees in front of it. Shading. The first trees. All the trees are gonna look kind of weird and silly until they're all together. I basically just did one tree with this, gosh, I don't remember what brush it was, but it looked really textured, and I don't know what's going on with this color right here. I don't know what I did. Don't worry, it gets covered up. But I really liked it, and so I just copied it and put it all over the place. All right, these are just highlights reflecting the nice, pretty sunset sky on the trees. All right, now trees 2. Oh yeah, so I did the same thing with this nice, pretty, like, textured brush. Made one tree that I thought looked good, and then copied it, and then just kind of changed the color and size and put it all over the place. I love it. I think it looks really pretty, and it's low effort because this took a long time already. And then the shadows are a bit purpley because everything in Azurma's Isle has this nice, like, purple feel. Because I think it's supposed to be like amethyst, but also azure, which is blue? Is it blue? I don't know. Azul is blue in some language. I don't remember. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to stop talking about it. Trees 3. More trees, more skinny trees. So same thing, kind of with purple shadow, and then lighter yellowy purple pink highlight. I'm going to go with that. And then the grass, yay, it filled it in, everything looks better. So I did the same thing with the grass texture that I found the grass brush, and just put it all over the place. I think it looks nice. And the texture that is here on the ground that is not the grass, but it still looks like grass, is the same texture I used for the trees, but in a much bigger brush size. And then we got shading, which will make sense later. You see all these little dots. There's going to be crystals on the ground. Not very much of highlight, as you see here, just because there's going to be stuff in the way, but I just thought a little bit would be nice. Back bushes, they're a little cut up right now because there are going to be crystals in front of them. There they are. There's the crystals. Ooh, these actually look really nice without being shaded. Like, it's a style choice, and I like it. Anyway, we're gonna add shading to them. Ooh. Oh, so this is the line layer of the crystals that I colored as well, like the same thing with the staff, and it just looks much better to me than being flat color. And without the line color, it looks weird. I don't know what happened. It looks funny, and I don't like it. So that's it for the crystals. Plants. All these little plants that I drew, that I copy and pasted because I'm lazy. Let's give them some shading. Let's do that. And the highlights, I like them. So there are these little weird, like, swirly plants all over the island. But I didn't want to copy and paste a million of them, so there's just a few. And then front bushes, which I just used this plant brush texture and put it all together, and then put a different one on top, and then shaded them. Like, I joined all of the layers, and then I just shaded and highlighted them to make it look more dynamic than it really is. And then her shadow. How I did the shadow it's hard to see, I blurred it a bit, I blurred it a lot actually, is I just took a copy of the line layer, filled it in with black, and then like adjusted it a lot to where it was leaning over here like this, and then blurred it a lot. So it looks like a shadow. So here is part of the background, most of the background, and I love it a lot. I think it just came together really well. The crystals are my favorite part. I didn't realize how much I liked it doing crystals until I actually did them in a painting I did a few months ago. I'll probably put it up on screen or have Victor do it. And now we're gonna go into the more of the background. Yep. So I just put some grass here in the front because I realized she wasn't like standing on anything. She's just kind of floating here. So I was like, she's in the grass, it's fine, don't look at her foot. And then I got glowy bits for both the staff and the crystals. And then more glowy bits with all these little sparklies, these dots. I love these dots. They just look so nice and they're really easy to do. And then I got more dots, but these are blurred. Blurred to show, like, I don't know, they look more ethereal or something. Is that the word? I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. What is this? Oh yeah, the gift of Naru. So Draenei have this ability called Gift of Naru, and I am not equipped into saying what it does right now because I don't remember. I know it heals you over time for a bit of time. And then it has this pretty symbol above the Draenei head. You can put it on yourself, or you can give the Gift of Naru to a friendly ally character. Anyone who's friendly to you. I don't think you can do it to an enemy. That'd be kind of funny. Oh, and then the glow is on her eyes now. I mentioned that earlier. She got nice pretty glow on her eyes. I love it. She's so pretty. Anyway, let's finish the Gift of Naru. Because that is just one of the outlines. Because it gets brighter, and I had some of it be blurred. And then some of it is glowy. And it just looks super nice. I also didn't have that in the original sketch. Actually, I finished this whole thing and forgot the Gift of Naru, so I had to go back and do it. What is this? More glow? Sure. And then my signature. Maybe I should redo the signature for this video. I'm gonna. Get out of here. Alright. New layer. Let's go to my brush. You guys can see firsthand how I write. I mean, you do in every video, but I'm usually not talking while I'm doing it. So let's just do Sivana. Yay! And there she is, little angry noodle. She doesn't look very angry, but trust me, she was, and so was I. I wanted to cry when I lost the recordings, but I think this video will still turn out to be really fun. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I really love how my little angry noodle turned out. Let me know what you think about this style of video in the comments. I didn't mean for it to happen, but we made it work. And of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, hit the bell, share it with your friends, all that jazz. I truly appreciate all of you. I have been loving just watching my channel grow, and it's all thanks to you. So thank you again, and as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.